Well, I guess let's check the fluids and put some gasoline in it. Yeah, it smells fresh. Doesn't smell bad, so maybe they did good and put like recreational fuel in it. Unlike me, I won't put recreational fuel in it. I should. Let's check the fluids. You see the fluid level right there. Oil's full. So long as the oil is mixing correctly with the fuel. Here's our fuel line, fuel switch on and off. Off. On. So like the gas line comes way up here. So I know, and there's a fuel pump. Like here's your fuel pump. But you still need a good amount of gas. I guess it's not gravity fed. But hopefully the fuel pump's okay. Should take the spark plugs out and check them. Put a little fuel in there, maybe we'll do that. All right, guys. So I don't know what makes this Polaris Indy a Polaris Indy Deluxe or Indy Light, but one thing I'm noticing so far is there's no air filter. Like there's this tiny little like foam sponge that goes down into a tube and then into this box that connects directly to the carbs. It says that's an intake silencer. So there's no air filter on this, which I guess the other one doesn't really have an air filter either. It just has a foam sponge too, but it's like a big one. So that's probably fine. So alright, well, whatever. Belt looks fine, I guess. I don't know what a good belt looks like, but maybe this is a different engine too. Little tiny engine. Maybe this is like a 300 or something. Anyway, I'm gonna get some gas, take these spark plugs out. So always check, do a little bit of stuff, guys, when you get a machine. Like, look at the spark plugs and look at the fluids at least. That don't look good. Those look really good. That smells a little funky. Like, smells like old gas, but that's on, choke is on, no gas in it. I wanted to see what it did before I filled it up. Alright, let's hope it doesn't do something crazy. Oh, you know what that means? It fired up. That just means I need to get gas in the tank and see if it'll go through the carbs. Sweet. You should really probably do that before you buy stuff. But when you get a super deal, like a crazy deal, like scrap yard deal price, I just buy stuff. And I risk it. So let's put some gas in this bad boy. Alright guys, let's see what happens here. Alright guys, I think the gas that was in the lines is probably pretty skanky or something because the cylinders stink like bad gas. The tank smelled fine, but I've dumped gas in the cylinders once or twice now. This is the third time, and it runs for like 10 seconds and then stops. I'm trying to like cycle some of that old gas, maybe just a little bit of gas that's in the lines and get it out of there. But that's just pipe dream hopes, I guess. Stupid. Don't change anything. stupid. Don't turn the choke off when it's running fine. Should let it cycle as long as possible to get that shitty stuff out of there. Alright, one more time. There's hope. Alright guys, I put gas in the cylinders 3 or 4 times and it just wouldn't keep running. So I thought, well, I know I got spark, I know I got compression, because it ran for 20-30 seconds and sounded fine, sounded okay. So I thought I would go to the next step and see if I'm getting gas, or like I was trying to pump the gas, see if there's crappy gas in the lines. So come over here for a second and check this out. So here's our cylinders and spark plugs. Here's our fuel pump. Here's the line and the fuel filter that comes from the fuel tank. All right, it goes into the fuel pump, and then this line takes air to the fuel pump and makes it pulsate, and it pumps gas down these lines into the carburetor. I had no gas here and the line's dry as could be, and so I took it out on the inlet side, dry as could be. So dry as could be means it was never running on its own fuel, which is probably good, because you know, just running on the gas I dumped in there, I guess, which is weird. That was a lot, must have been more gas in there than I thought. So anyway, so I held this line down below the tank, and no gas was coming out. Like, it wasn't siphoning, so I was gonna suck on it, but I ended up blowing on it. I just blew on it, and I could hear the bubbles in the fuel tank. And then as soon as I took my mouth off of it and stopped blowing, it started gushing out. So we're gonna put this back on the fuel pump. Alright, so the reason it didn't gush out is because there's an on-off switch right here for the gas. See the little red lever? So let's turn that back on. Alright, so it's back on. There's no gas coming out yet. So let's pull over, let's turn the engine over a few times and see if gas comes out of here. Oh, there we go. I don't know how shaky that was. I couldn't pull it and hold the camera. Do you guys see the gas gushing out of there? So that's good. That means gas is going to be getting through the fuel pump. That means the fuel pump's working. So let's hook this line back up and see if it takes gas to our carburetors, and maybe it'll run on its own accord now, run its own power, own fuel. Alright, so now I'm getting gas out of the fuel pump. So long as the carburetors aren't all gunked up, which they might be, let's just hope they're not, because I don't feel like rebuilding carburetors. That was kind of the half the reason I bought this machine, was so I didn't have to rebuild the carburetors on the green machine. Not that it's that big a deal, but I'd rather not do it. So let's see if this will go now. Alright guys, shortest snowmobile ride ever. I was hoping I could get on it and start hot dogging it and it would clean something out, but I guess I'm not gonna get that lucky. I have to take them carbs apart, which is whatever, it is what it is. So alright, guess back to the old drawing board. We'll revisit this.